All right, guys. We've got ourselves the Wardy PTR tournament. That's right. Unlike the Wardy Mondays, which have been on the old balance patch, it's on the public test realm. Wardy's just dropped a big replay pack, so we've got lots of different replays of events to cast. And we've got BYUN in the bottom left side, Barracks into Gas, top right side, Showtime. Now, this is going to be good. I don't see Showtime versus BYUN that much, but these guys are actually well matched. I actually feel like BYUN, against most Protoss players, I feel like it's almost a foregone conclusion that BYUN's going to have a very good chance of rolling over them. Even sometimes against Max packs, he rolls over him. But Showtime is such a brick wall of defense, and BYUN is so aggressive that I feel like the matchup gets really interesting when these two play. And I don't really know how it's going to go. I have no idea. I would say BYUN's still favored, but maybe like 55-45 or 60-40 at best. Because honestly, I've always felt like a lot of the really good Korean TvP players, they need to adjust their style to beat Showtime effectively. Like, one of the things, you look at Maru, who dominates Showtime, he never plays the same against Showtime as he does against other players. Showtime is a player who, I feel like if his opponents didn't know they were playing against him and they had to play best of ones, Showtime would have a prodigious win rate. Like, massive in this matchup. But because his opponents, they study him, he's a bit predictable, right? Because he perfects these similar styles. They usually find these like little gambles they can take, these little corners they can cut and take advantage of him. And let's see if BYUN does that, or does BYUN just do what BYUN's a bit more known for, which is being predictable, doing the same sort of stuff and just doing it very well. You know, mix in a third commands in a greedy build, mix in a very aggressive double gas build. Or is he going to try and counter Showtime the way Maru so often has? And if you're wondering what sort of strategies does Maru counter him with, generally it's 2 base tank pushes. 2 base tank pushes. Sometimes he builds turrets outside his base against Phoenix Colossus, creeps in with bunkers tanks. Sometimes it's just a really crisp, like heavy cyclone pressure on the old patch. It's going to be interesting to see what BYUN does, though. As I imagine, he'll just try and multi-prong and mechanic his way through it. And there we go, guys. It's the Site Delta build. It's become such a meme, but this man just never stops fixing this build, and I love it. It's just 3 command center into second barracks. Now, sometimes he only plays 2 barracks after this, so we'll see if this is the 2 barracks or the 3 barracks version. I think 3 barracks is better, but sometimes he goes really quick engineering bay and gets a very fast upgrade, which against Showtime, I could imagine doing quite well. And see, he's got enough minerals to build something now. You just see him queue up like a 4th command center now. You're like, oh my god, he's drunk. No, he wouldn't be that crazy. You can see he was saving the money for the orbital, the extra marines that are queuing out 2 at a time. And it is going to be Blink in a second gateway getting chronoed for Showtime. So Reaper hops up, you'll see the Blink. And BYUN's like, cool, no worries. Thank you for not hiding that information. Nice little pylon wall off here. But of course, you know a drop's going to want to come in and snipe this pylon. That being said, Showtime will probably take his 3rd here, and then I would imagine 4th on the top side, and kind of zone out drops from going past on this top area, because if you intercept with Blink Stalkers here, you can get it. Just keep in mind, the edge of the map is quite far, so you can barely hit medevacs as they go past. A lot of people don't realize just how big this kind of area is on the edge of ley lines. Also, purple gas bases in the middle of these maps, but remember they are blocked by 150 mineral patches. You need to take the base, mine out that mineral patch over about a minute, with 2 workers on it, and then you can take the double efficiency gas mining. Quick 3rd Nexus. Oh, it's an Estrella build order, guys. You don't see Showtime try to be this greedy that often. It's just a couple, you know, Blink, Robo, 2-gate. Oh, actually, no, not really an Estrella. This is just the greediest version of a 2-gate Blink Robo. And he does, warps in a sentry, fills it up with energy, goes and scouts. I love it. I love it. Showtime, yeah, this is, I mean, he's going to be really good at playing safe, defensive play with this. He'll be able to scout, hopefully, the +1. So this is, like I said, it's the 2 barracks version. His 3rd barracks and factory only now go down. So BYUN is going to go for the fast upgrade. Let's see if Showtime sees it. Good scouting. Yeah, knows exactly what he's up against. I think seeing the engineering base, seeing the number of units, he shouldn't be too worried. And I guess the question here is, well, the thing is you just move your stalkers forward. Because you know that he doesn't have medevacs. The factory's only like halfway done. So if you just get to the front, BYUN can't really move out. BYUN has to just chill till he's got medevacs, and you, as Showtime, have to go Robo Bay now. He's going to build a battery just in case there is a push out, but I would imagine that Robo Bay and Colossus production is going to start very soon. Stalkers do take out the SCV there. Oh, could take out a few of these Marines. The Marauders, I like the way BYUN rotates the Marauders forward. They're a bit tankier. You do want to pull that Marauder back, though. Don't want to be losing that unit, and that buys time for the bunker. Now, remember, a bunker gives +1 range to the units inside, so the Marauder has 7 range. The Marines have 6 in here, and a 4th and 5th barracks do go down. Robo Bay and Forge do start. Oh, damn. Haters, Showtime haters in the chat, guys. People are saying, look, Showtime's a god, but we think he'll get an advantage and do nothing with it. And then, like, BYUN will make too many comebacks in this series. Definitely one of Showtime's issues is finishing games, we could say. Him and Estrella, I think, are kind of peas in a pod with, like, being very good at, like, surviving, but not always so good at finishing in this matchup. And that's a problem that not only they have. It's a problem everyone that's not Max and Hero have. Like, let's be real. In PvT, dude, you can think you got a good army, but anytime you push forward, you risk getting flanked. And if you get flanked and surrounded, things can turn very south for you. 2 Stalkers do go down. That was bad micro for Showtime. Should have backed out there. The moment they start, like, stimming forward or just very, pushing very aggressively with a bunch of Marines and Marauders, you just want to play it careful and get out of there. Remember, they are going to be playing both with a little bit of lag, so you just go to micro a bit ahead of time. Game 1 in a series, Showtime might just be kind of adapting to that delay, and we shouldn't see too many more micro mistakes like that in the future. 4th Nexus starts at 6:20. That's a very well timed. Like, the 3rd just lands. You've already got your 4th started. That's awesome. Get out. Run. Showtime, good blink, but he's still going to lose one. I think they're going to get the tag on that Stalker. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad to lose a Stalker or 2 here or there. You don't want to lose any more, though. He does have to pull back now. I like that he's got an Observer in the middle, an Observer there as well. Very defensive setup here for Showtime. I'd like to see this Observer move forward, as it's not really giving him much vision anymore. It should move down and probably replace this one. And BYUN, killing an Observer and loading up his Medivacs, that's the BYUN special. It's what you expect from him every single time you see BYUN here. Gonna go around that left side while the army goes around the right. Second eBay Armory. BYUN preparing for a much longer game. He's also at similar workers to Showtime. Showtime really committed to warping in Stalkers, Zealots. He's got those 3 sentries, so force fields in the frontal fights are going to be game-changing until Vikings are here. And remember, guys, where's the medevac production? This is a big mistake. Where's the medevac production? Guys, he's only got 3 medevacs. And remember, he's going to need to swap to Vikings very soon. Force fields split the army in the top. A bunch of Marauders go down. Stalkers chase and focus the Marauder down. Wow. Very nice trade there. He can recall to that side. Not to mention Zealot, Colossus here. Oh, the Marauder's going after the Colossus. That focus fire for BYUN. I can't believe BYUN got that kill. I can't believe those Zealots weren't able to block that. That's unfortunate for Showtime, but hats off to for BYUN for being so clutch, realizing he could get that. Takes out the Observer as well, and his units are very, very wounded. The Stalkers and Zealots should chase this down. BYUN's trying to punish a little bit. Showtime's got to chase. You got to show some killer instinct here. You got to take this down. There is no way these Medevacs and Marines and Marauders should all be getting home. And he does pull back a little bit. Showtime, I really think, should have kept chasing, but he wanted to defuse the Widow Mine. Fair enough. He would have only got 1 or 2 more Marines and Marauders. But BYUN runs home, tail between his legs. Showtime now transferring workers over here. He's on 70 workers. 2-1 upgrades start at the same time as 2-2 starts for Terran. So BYUN's ahead on upgrades, but the second Robo goes down, and the Vikings start. Remember, though, he's only got those 4 medevacs. So like I said, the missed production time is huge. If he had 6 medevacs right now and then was building Vikings, it gives you such a bigger bank of energy to heal throughout the next few fights. Whereas if BYUN is forced to stim 2 or 3 times right now, like Showtime could actually potentially just kill him. You don't have any answer to the Colossus. If Showtime just pokes in and out with Colossus, gets a Warp Prism over here, he could end BYUN. Let's see if Showtime shows that killer instinct. People in the chat were saying that he does not have. They were saying, we don't think even if he plays a good opening, Showtime will be able to finish this game. Showtime's aware of that being considered one of his weaknesses. He's been working on it. Let's see what he's figured out. A few Marauders and Marines do go down. One of the Vikings got focused as well. I like that he focused a Viking, because Showtime has very few Stalkers. If he can keep focusing the Vikings down and keep their count low, he could find some really good value. If that 4th command center gets killed, that would be massive. I mean, if I'm Showtime, I'm killing that command center, right? Just click it. Click it. It's worth it, man. If you can kill that command center, it's so big. It's so low, but Showtime, he's so afraid of getting jumped on. He knows if he loses this main army versus army battle, he's in big trouble. Command center does get cancelled, and that is a huge success, because he's got a 5th Nexus coming up in the very top middle of the map. His armor has now done finishing. The Zealot's trying to come in. He tried to kind of dodge the Widow Mines a little bit, but he didn't. He actually broke his own charge at the start of that fight, so not a very good start to the fight, I think, for Showtime. He was a bit too worried about the Widow Mines. You can see his Zealots were charging, then he kind of move commanded them, and I think it actually made them take an even bigger Widow Mine shot than they would have, even though he did defuse the one on the left side. That being said, you've killed the 5th command center, or 4th command center. That's massive for Showtime. He starts +2 armor behind this. He's got Disruptors coming in, and with that Warp Prism back there, he's in a good spot. Now, Ghosts are coming out. They are now 3 supply, but Showtime is just catching a BYUN that doesn't have much EMP, doesn't have many Vikings, and as long as these Colossus stay alive, these Guardian Shields are constantly being used, the SCV count, 12 workers going down is big. with another Disruptor and another Colossus arriving. BYUN finds himself up against a wall with very little room to maneuver. Oh, this is it. Disruptor shot comes in. It goes forth and does not land as the bio runs towards it. You can see here that very overstimmed army. This is what we're talking about. As long as Showtime keeps attacking in and out like this, he's actually got BYUN dead. Like, he starts Warp Prism speed, +3 attack, more Disruptors. He can just A-move it now, I'm pretty sure here. Widow Mines are firing. Zealots, Colossus, Stalkers, overwhelming. That bio is so damaged. The Colossus Stalker are doing so much. The Stalkers focus fire the Vikings. And without the Vikings, what are you going to do, mate? There isn't force field energy, but he doesn't even need it. Disruptor shot comes forward. Doesn't actually land on anything, but with another Zealot warp in, a few Stalkers and Sentries, a force field behind the gas. Showtime will take game one. Kind of clobbers him there with just good defensive greed play. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to make a statement. You guys let me know if you agree on this. I think when BYUN goes 3 command center into 3 barracks, it's much scarier. I think this engineering bay build sucks. And I think it sucks even more in this version of the build because Showtime did an exact same build order he would have done pre-patch. The only difference is only when Warp Gate finished. Look at this. So normally with an old Blink build like this, you would have no idea you're playing against 3 command center, and that would give time for the upgrades to pay off without Protoss knowing what's happening, right? But nowadays, you warp in a sentry, you fill it with energy, you're going to get this scout every single game. Only a bad Protoss player is not going to get the scout. So this build, you could argue, was good if the Protoss doesn't see the engineering bay. The moment he comes over and he sees, oh, I don't really have to be worried about a forward pressure. Whereas, think about it, how many times have we seen Estrella play against the 3 barracks, no engineering bay version of this build, and struggle to defend that 3rd base? Because yes, BYUN's playing greedy, but he still has a very scary stim timing. With this build, there is no scary stim timing. Even when stim finishes, he's not going to have combat shields. Doesn't have nearly as much Marine Marauder because of no 3rd barracks. So I would argue that with the new sentry change, BYUN should probably be scrapping this build order completely. And if he wants to play 3 command center, he should play 3 command center into 3 barracks so he can actually apply some pressure, force more of a response from Showtime. You guys let me know what you think, though. All right, guys. We got BYUN in the bottom left side of the map on Ultra Love. Showtime in the top right. A nice game one for him. And that sort of build order there, right? 2-gate Blink, Robo into 3rd base with the Sentry Scout. Not bad. I do hope we see more Oracle usage and Storm usage since Energy Recharge helps those abilities so very well. And I do think everything kind of went flawlessly for him because, like we said, BYUN's build order maybe not giving him the most aggressive potential. And in general, those build orders are nice to mix in if you can deny scouting. And when Protoss used to go Blink openings and not have an observer until about 5 minutes arrive at your base, 5.5 minutes sometimes, and you could often scan it, right? BYUN was really good. He'd see the observer and scan it and block the full scout. But those hallucinations just get across the map so very quickly, and it is hard to deal with. Not going to go for the wall off on the ledge this game, guys. I think it's quite hard to wall off this ledge. It's reasonably big, and it's awkward in terms of the building placement and in terms of how you would be able to do so. So he's just like, whatever, build in the main, go for the Gate Scout, which is Showtime special. You don't really get any special advantages from a Gate Scout because the barracks is almost finished, so your harassment's very light. You don't get over there early enough to get the jump on, say, a proxy, whereas if you scout really early, sometimes you can see there's no barracks at home and send out a second probe to catch them building a barracks. But Showtime is a player who just likes to have very conservative openings. He likes his Gate Scout, and it truly is just a scout. Whereas most Protoss players, when they scout, it's there to go block stuff. It's to harass stuff. It's to, you know, get in there really early and force the Zerg to take a 3rd base, this sort of stuff. Showtime likes his consistency and likes to just confirm that he's not getting cheesed, and that's about it. Now, this is a Marine first into Factory. Notice the barracks is not building. That is on purpose, guys. Reason, he wants to go Factory as quickly as possible and then straight into Reactor. This gives BYUN very early tech with this style, but it does remove his ability to have any activity on the map. No Reaper. If he was getting proxied, he wouldn't know about it. Luckily for him, he is not. Now, I'm not sure if this game was played before the Stalker was 30 seconds. 27? No, this is 27 seconds. Yeah. So even though I'm pretty sure this is from PTR Tournament 1 of Wardy's, I'm pretty sure this was played very recently as well. Wardy, essentially we have Loco to thank for this, by the way. You might be wondering, like, what do you mean? Well, normally when Wardy drops a replay pack, a lot of the games are like 2-3 months old. You know, makes sense. Man's busy. Can't drop a replay pack every other week. But Loco sits in his Discord replay subscribers channel on a daily basis, just posting GIFs that are like, waiting, excitedly, waiting, ... Hope there's a drop soon. You know, Loco's just in there, like, subtly harassing Wardy to post replays on the daily basis. So thank you, Loco, for annoying Wardy into posting replays more regularly than he otherwise probably would. And we appreciate you being annoying on behalf of all of us, Simon. Thank you. Marines are getting built here. Widowmine's coming out. Starport's almost finished as well. Looks like a pretty... This is about as generic as it gets, right? Widowmine drop opening. The only question is if you open up with a 2 mine drop, we could see like the tank Liberator Marine push. Liberator hits one base, mine drop hits another, tank Marine pushes the front at the same time. Tech Lab does go down, though that's what you'd expect no matter what the follow-up is. And depots should be starting. Yeah, he's going to put a depot on the edge to spot any like Warp Prism or Oracle flying in. Happy to play completely blind as BYUN. And oh my gosh. Is Showtime doing the exact same? I mean, it's not exactly the same build because this time he's building the sentry before the warp in. But it's very similar. It's still just a 2-gate. Wait, did he do this off 1 gate? No, he did it off 2 gate, but the 2nd gate's in the main. So it's still a 2-gate blink robo into a 3rd base. There's no robo. Oh, no, there's no robo. That's how he does it. Okay. All right, guys. Adept's moving out. There's no hallucination just yet for Showtime. And the Widowmine drop comes in on an angle where Showtime's ready for it. We should definitely see a unit split here. And that Widowmine drop trying to go around the left side now. Behind this, it's a Raven and a tank, which means BYUN is playing a super standard build. 2nd barracks will go on here. 3rd barracks will go on here to replace that when he gets a chance to. Widowmine drop does get a chance to come on in. And we don't really see much chance of this doing any damage. Widowmine does fire on only a single probe. A little bit of mining time. And that Widowmine drop's just going to hide in the back there next to this lovely lightning illuminating the nebula, the dimensional rift that we're in. Are we inside a black hole? I don't know, man. Ultra Love's a bit of a crazy map. There's a lot of weird stuff going on over here. Ooh, Raven does get spotted. Showtime. Oh, you want to wait here? Let the Raven get to the middle, and then you can cut it off. You don't want to show yourself too early, though, because you want that Raven to expose itself, but he knows he got spotted. BYUN knows he got spotted. Okay, he did realize he got spotted, and he runs away. Good move, BYUN. Widowmine drop still dances around the top. Does not quite commit in there as well. Can't believe BYUN never gets punished for not scouting. It's this crazy thing where Clem and BYUN have both realized, and Maru to a certain extent, having extra minerals and then just having really good responses off the cuff are kind of more important than seeing things ahead of time a lot of the time for Terran. And if you can get away without falling behind, then why not take the risk? And I feel like 95% of the time, even when people rush them, they do get away with it. Now, this is a crazy push. So he's kind of doing the Widowmine there. He was going to send the Raven. Raven's now going on the left. This is a bit of a crazy push, but Showtime doesn't see it. Oh, Showtime's dead. If he lets this siege up on the 3rd, all he's got is 8 Blink Stalkers in a sentry, and half of them are out of position. Oh, Showtime. Because he was hunting for that Raven, this army sneaks by. This is a risky move for BYUN, and look at the payoff. Oh, he warps in a High Templar, fills it with energy in front of the Marine tank, and it dies. You could not have had more unfortunate timings there for Showtime. And this is such a crazy push, guys. Pushing pre-stim, pre-shields, pre-+1. And BYUN just sneaks an army out and just wins. Showtime will absolutely instantly hit the rewind button. He'll look back at this game and go, oh, I was just too focused on the Raven. And I thought, well, if there's a Raven, remember, guys, if there's a Raven, you know they're not usually going to push until stim shields +1 is finished. So BYUN pushed out a minute before he's meant to push out. Showtime's like, screw you, you're not following the rules. Ah, my German efficiency says you should not push out before stim and +1 and shields is finished. What are you doing? And BYUN's like, well, I know that you know, so I'm going to push out when I shouldn't, because I know you're trying to hunt down a Raven on the right side of the map. You're distracted by a Widowmine drop. You've got 4 Stalkers for a single Widowmine. And BYUN's like, wait a second, if I know you've got probably Stalkers in the bottom right hunting a Raven, and you got 4 Stalkers here, you can't possibly be outside my base. So this was a really clever adjustment to the situation for BYUN. Really nice game to tie it up. Alright. BYUN tying up the series there. Going now into Amygdala. It's on the top right side. Showtime in the bottom left. Going to go for a Gate Scout once again. This time he is going to wall off the ledge. Cool thing about this map, there's 2 jumping paths. But if you build the Cybercore here, the gateway there, I believe it fully walls both of these paths. So we're going to see that wall off for Showtime. They're a little exposed, but if you take the 3rd base there, it will work out quite nicely. And here we go. Probe comes over. There's a little bit of a weird visual bug there where workers, when they go past, kind of pop in the air temporarily. And BYUN not opting for much double gas play against Showtime. It's interesting because, like I said, I mean, normally I feel like the best way to kill Showtime is like those pre-planned, really well planned out anti-Showtime 2-base timing pushes that Maru's the king of. BYUN's kind of showing, I guess, what we kind of expected. I'm just going to do a mixture of my normal builds, and I'm going to do them well. And I'm going to look for timings and momentum and openings in your vision. And if you're out of position just a little bit, or if you get slightly too far forward in a late game situation, I'll jump on you and I'll smash you down. Now he's going to go for that once again. Very quick factory there. Not planning to swap that onto the reactor, though. Showtime. That nice Cybercore placement to block both sides. It doesn't look like it's blocking, but you got to realize, guys, see how there's some blocking tubes in this thing here? So the only opening on this ledge is actually that little bit there, right? And same thing here. You got these tubes and barrels here. So and this kind of wreckage there. So it's only a very small opening on both of these areas. I remember when I first opened this map, I was like, 2 giant jumping ledges, but then you realize it's only a small section of each where Reapers could jump in. Now, to be fair, he's not even playing Reapers because he knows that Showtime's going to wall these off and block them so effectively, and that is fair enough. Now, Showtime, you're going to notice, doesn't rally down to the natural until the natural's already finished, and that's just getting a bit more mining in the main. Something we've talked about a lot is how a lot of modern pro gamers and the younger ones haven't learnt some of the fundamentals that I think some of the older pro gamers like Showtime learnt, 6-7 years ago, about like how the mining works and the efficiency and just little details. So it's kind of funny where you'll see them just rally to the natural. And we've also seen a lot of the Korean pro gamers, I would say, get lazy with that. And BYUN and Hero specifically, right? BYUN often puts 3 workers on one gas, only 1 worker on the other gas, even though we know 2 and 2 is a bit more efficient, right? Hero doesn't really care about efficiency, neither does Dark, whereas if we think about German players, right? You've got your Hero Marines, your Showtimes, your Lambos. I know it's a bit of a meme, but that German efficiency, I mean, nothing frustrates a German person more than an illogical system that is not optimized. They cannot comprehend it. And to be fair, that's what I like. Stats is the probably Korean player who's as methodical as Showtime. Him and Showtime, 2 Ps in a pod, all about efficient defensive play, optimizing tiny little advantages here and there. And that's why I love to watch both of them play. All right, guys. Robo is there. Gonna go for that 3rd base again. So Showtime seems to have figured out his build on this patch. 2-gate blink Robo. In the last case, of course, he delayed the Robo. But I think it's a good build either way. This is the one where he's gonna warp in Sentry. Got 2 Stalkers there. He should make energy probably and just make a hallucination to track the Widowmine drop. Remember what Australia did, guys. He always uses the hallucination to track it. And one has to wonder, why aren't we tracking it? Because you could just have a hallucination out there hunting for this, and it would make it so easy to defend. Medevac's taking too much damage. This is rough for BYUN. Yeah, that's the right way to do it as BYUN. Just, there we go. Widowmine tries to unburrow. Oh, I thought that was going to get a shot off, but no. The Sentry's 2nd round of damage actually got in there. He comes straight back in. Very greedy play here for BYUN, but you know what? I don't think Showtime minds too much. And he's going to go straight back to mining. Medevac gets out of there, but it does take a lot of damage. Hallucination comes forward. We are seeing, of course, a Raven come out behind this and a Siege tank. Starports are swapping around. I think knowing about the 3rd base, BYUN doesn't need to build more tanks. I think he could stop at 1 Siege tank and go straight for the Stim Bio, but... Oh, Raven! Raven! Oh my gosh, this Raven tried to go through the middle. It was so greedy. That Raven should have been going down around the bottom side. There's so much dead space. There's no way to block it getting into this area. But BYUN, I mean, we talk about BYUN and his drop paths being some of the silliest, greediest things ever. And you can see it there. Now, we definitely don't need 2 Stalkers for a 26 hit point medevac. A single Stalker could deal with that very easily, but Showtime is definitely not one to play too greedy. He likes to play overly safe, if anything. Charge coming in. Nice move forward with that Stalker. Blinks it back there. Gets himself a Marine for free. Well done. Pig, any idea where Maru is, guys? It's the off-season. Maru and Cyril do not play small tournaments. So guys like Clem, Dark, BYUN, Showtime, these guys like to play for $1,000 here or there, $2,000, $3,000, $400, whatever. Clem plays every single day. But Cyril and Maru have never enjoyed playing in small tournaments. Rogue usually didn't. He's playing some at the moment, I think, because he's just getting back in his groove. But Rogue used to be the same. Like, Rogue would just not get out of bed for less than a $30,000 prize pool. And Cyril and Maru, I think... Cyril especially has always been one of the best players at taking an off-season. A lot of players burn themselves out, and it gets to the most important tournament of the year, and they're just not feeling the game as much as they should because they've just been grinding for 3 years with no serious breaks. Cyril will just take a month off here or there, you know, and he'll do it at the right time after the biggest things. So don't get me wrong, Cyril will occasionally sign up to a bigger tournament. He'll still play like a big brain bouts or something like that for his team, or a team league if his team wants him in there, since obviously they're paying his salary and stuff. But generally, Cyril and Maru are not getting out of bed for the small tournaments. And part of that is they're both very cerebral players. They don't like to showcase their build orders. They don't like to give away their strategies until the biggest events, whereas you look at a guy like BYUN, and he's doing the same build 43,000 times, even in the practice area of the main tournament before his important match. Like, BYUN's not really about being secretive. He's about executing well. Clem's kind of the same to a certain extent. They'll try to hide things a little bit, but not to the same level of secrecy a Maru or a Cyril does. That was a good cancel. SHOWTIME, he's safe right now, but he's not far ahead or anything like that. He's up 7 or 8 workers. BYUN's now got 3 siege tanks. It's a very big tank commitment. So I don't know if I like the tank commitment for him. I feel like losing the Raven was already rough. Now going 3 tanks. Oh, this is why he went 3 siege tanks, to defend the gold base. Okay, now we understand what BYUN's doing. He's going to build a sensor tower there, a bunch of tanks guarding those gold minerals to make sure he can get that 3rd base up in the greedier position. SHOWTIME's more of a conservative player, not one to expose his workers to such a risky situation. Goes for a much more standard 3rd and 4th. Now 5 barracks are up. No Ghost Academy just yet. The +1 armor is on the way. Meanwhile, +1 attack almost finished for SHOWTIME. 2nd Forge is almost done. SHOWTIME should be able to catch up on the upgrades. About 2 minutes from now, 2.5 minutes is when, you know, 10, 30, 11 minutes is when SHOWTIME will be looking a bit better. I love that SHOWTIME's hallucinating probes right now, guys. You can see he's just, you can get 4 for a single 75 set of energy, and he's just getting map vision, making sure he doesn't get surprised by anything. He's also breaking rocks down, moving to the center of the map, getting ready to start denying this. Honestly, I think it's worth blinking forward to kill this tank, and then your Colossus can zone the SCVs. Gets 2 SCVs, make it 5, and that's worth. He can keep doing that all day. Tank's going to move a bit further back, but I think taking this gold is a really silly decision against Colossus. Colossus have 9 range. Yeah, they can easily just clean up a bunch of SCVs. Even just denying mining time itself is big. This is a massive advantage for SHOWTIME. +1 armor, +2 attack on the way. 2nd robo building. This should be all off 8 gateways. It is. Armory's coming in to start 2-2, as well as a 2nd engineering bay. 4th command's in his building, but dude, you can't afford this damage, man. He's happy to just send a Zealot to take the tank shots if he needs to. He's like, I'll trade a Zealot for a few SCVs. No worries, man. Super worth. Takes a few tank shots and just pulls back. 16 workers going down in the last minute of this game. This gold base, not a great idea for BYUN. I also think that sensor tower placement kind of sucks because it blocks his tank. I think this is probably the right positioning for the tanks. Maybe a little further down to really stop the Colossus getting in range. And it looks like that medevac got F2'd home, does go down there as well. SHOWTIME's only on 4 gas, but he's got 4 mineral lines fully saturated, 2 more gateways coming in. Expect him to go up to 14 or 16 gateways in the near future. His 2-1 upgrades aren't quite done yet. If I were him, I'd definitely wait for +1 armor before trying to commit to a push. It's a very big difference maker. Tanks moving over there to create a bit of an area of control. I don't think SHOWTIME's going to want to push all the way into the natural. It's a little risky. Command Center is going to land here, and I don't think SHOWTIME can go for this. But yeah, BYUN saw him activate the Guardian Shield and kind of A-move, and I think BYUN was like, yeah. Prism in the main is actually the move here. SHOWTIME's such a front-on player. If he just goes to 10 Zealots in that main, like, that could be big. I know Vikings might deal with it, but he's got to go for it. He's going to charge! Dude, he force-fielded some of the bio. The Colossus are taking big damage from the Vikings. A few tanks go down, but I think this is a really good hold for BYUN. Let's see. Vikings are getting focused down. A few more Zealots come forward. Disruptors are here as well. Oh! BYUN, the crazy person, dives forward on the Disruptor. There's still 2 Colossus and a pack of Stalkers there, though. SHOWTIME. What looked like an overzealous first trade actually works out well. He's up on 10 gateways now. He does have an extra bunch of gateways in the main. 5th Nexus going down. And I think that was the important time for SHOWTIME to trade. Try and keep him off the 4th base. Prism Drop's going to go into that main as well. Oh, that's going to stop him taking a 6th, 7th, 8th barracks. That's huge. You could warp in Zealots. I don't think it makes sense to warp in Zealots unless your main army's attacking. This is a mistake for SHOWTIME, in my opinion. I think the general rule of StarCraft Prism Drops, guys, 4 Zealot drops, super worth it. What did he get for the extra 8 Zealots? A Marine, 2 extra SCVs. If you're attacking the front as well, it's worth it. Because he wasn't, I think that was a little bit sloppy. SCVs do go down. It's not like it loses him the game, but I think you want to really look at every single fight in terms of efficiency. This is something if you play a simplified RTS like Battle Aces, it really trains you to, and obviously we're in that beta for that. I've been playing a lot of it. It really makes you think, like, let's not throw units away for any reason. Whereas in StarCraft, because you're managing so many things, it's very easy to, like, lose track of individual trades and just start doing things inefficiently. So it's something you've got to kind of pay attention to as a player. Oh, he goes forward again, gets a few more SCVs, a bit more mining time. That fourth command center is really the exposed thing with SHOWTIME. If he can get rid of that, though, he closes this out. Dark Shrine's on the way, extra gateways as well. BYUN's up against the wall. Managed to get a sneeze out during... I think I got my button muted there. Hopefully I didn't destroy anyone's eardrums. I think I managed to hide that sneeze from you guys. Ghosts are coming out. They are 3 supply. Zealot finds the planetary in the south. SHOWTIME was not expecting that base. He's going to hit this north side. Tanks out of position. Not that many Vikings as well. Only 2 Colossus. 1 heavily damaged, though. Bio is there. No EMPs going down just yet. 1 or 2 EMPs landing in the middle of that army could be good. Oh! Disruptor shot's not quite landing. Those medevacs coming out. BYUN just trying to hang on. A Viking goes down. Tank shot does answer on the Stalkers. Blink DT's coming in with 3-2 weapons. 3-2 weapons armor almost done for BYUN. That could be big. Oh, BYUN! BYUN takes a big disruptor to the face. Diving into the disruptor is a classic BYUN move, but it does get punished. And both Colossus are still alive. The Viking count's very low. Now, don't get me wrong, the Colossus are both almost dead, but I feel like BYUN here is just so far behind in supply, and SHOWTIME very methodically wearing him down from way ahead. SHOWTIME just methodically wearing him down, making him stim, picking off units. Disruptors getting in close. Tank does focus down the forward disruptor there. Zealots going after the Marauders and the Marines as they fall back. Disruptors go out. Double disruptor on the Marauders. Does take out 4 or 5 Marauders there. Now the Colossus have gone down, but the Prism is still alive. If he can save that Prism with these Stalkers, that will be big, but he's actually going to lose it. He was not watching there. The Stalkers move down. It does not matter. SHOWTIME is permanently maxed out on 80 probes. And BYUN, once again, falling behind. He's got to be careful. Throwing that Raven away early just freed up SHOWTIME's attention to dominate the mid-game. All right. BYUN's got to stop falling behind in these early games, but he's once again going for a very standard 1-Rax expand opening. And I've got to look at these builds and say, BYUN, you got to do something with a bit of spice on it. The game we've won was a very clever, cheeky move out. But I think until you moved out there, I don't think it was looking great for BYUN, right? If he didn't catch SHOWTIME off guard, I don't think it was looking fantastic. Now, I think BYUN might need to commit harder to early aggression. Does that mean opening 3 racks? Does that mean opening up with a double gas build? Does that mean just committing really hard to a 2 base? Which I don't know what the best option is there, but I'm a little worried that he's just once again going for a 1-Rax expand. I don't feel it's the best option. Orbital and Marine do start. Once again, it's a Marine, not a Reaper. Despite there being no wall-off on this map that SHOWTIME's going for. He could have built a wall-off out here, I believe, but maybe it's kind of hard to wall off that ledge. And the command center does go down there. The probe backs away. He's only got 2 on gas. He's going to go 3cc again. Oh my gosh, I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. 3cc gives BYUN, you know, SHOWTIME all the room in the world to do what he wants. Now, to be fair, what did I say at the start of game 1? If you go for 3 racks rather than 2 racks engineering bay, I think it's okay. Oh, he's actually going 3. Okay. All right, guys, never mind. He's not going 3 command center. He's pulled off to optimize his minerals because he's doing a 2nd barracks, possibly a 3rd. Yeah, 3 barracks. Okay, so he's just doing a 3 barracks build. Awesome. I love it. Like I was saying, you got to do something to get forward on the map, make it harder for SHOWTIME. Yeah, he sees you moving out, but are you committing? Are you not? Are you roaming the map? Like, just having a spot on the fact that you've gone 3 racks doesn't tell SHOWTIME how much you're going to commit. Still makes it kind of awkward for him to defend a super fast 3rd base. There's options you can do with this. So I like that BYUN is mixing it up. He's going for a classic build order that he knows very well. And we'll see if he can find an opening on SHOWTIME. Here we go. Adept comes in. Command center finishes. 3 Marines are ready for it. Orbital goes down, and the SCVs continue to mine. Depots do lower themselves, and these SCVs will go down to keep that mining going. Stalker's coming in, so 2 Adepts into a Stalker. Now, I think one has to look at this, guys. We've got to think about SHOWTIME's been making a mistake. BYUN's now opened up Marine Reactor. Is this 3 games in a row? Right? Or Marine Factory Reactor? And he's doing this on maps with no ramp often as well. I think an early Stalker, if you go Adept into Stalker, you could be over here picking off Marines for free at the start. And I think that would actually be a really nice change-up for SHOWTIME to punish the fact that BYUN is not playing heavy on a Reaper. He's almost always being very greedy at the start. He's skipping the bunker as well. So I think that would be a really nice adjustment for Showtime to punish BYUN's opening. I always feel like if you can force a bunker out of a Terran, it slows down all their follow-up timings, and it doesn't really change your build meaningfully. 25 extra gas on the Stalker rather than a second Adept, not a meaningful change. Now we are seeing, is this 4-gate blink? 4-gate blink! Wow! Showtime gonna play 4-gate blink. Not really his flavor of build compared to a Hero or a Max who's much more 4-gate blink heavy. Max being one of the most solid at executing that build order. But it's gonna be good at shutting down the 3 racks. It's all gonna come down to the fights though. If Showtime overcommits a little to a fight, he could lose a lot of units. Likewise, if BYUN gets caught out on the map and just picked apart by blink, it's really bad with no medevacs, right? It's 420, we haven't even started the factory. 420, no factory. Is he gonna not start a factory? So late. Engineering bay and extra gas just started, but oh my gosh, Showtime's missed him moving out. Showtime's missed him moving out. Marine Marauders stimming on you from behind could be a problem. Showtime's looking for him. He's hunting. He finds him. Blink is not quite ready. It will be in a moment though. Stim's not ready either. Stalker's going to try to micro on this. Oh, BYUN's just going to shove it. BYUN's just going to shove it. And you know what? Could work out pretty well. Showtime is trying to attack this from both sides. He's got to be a bit more careful on his micro. Showtime kind of headbutting into this a little bit. These Stalkers need to run. Need to run. Remember, there's no concussive, so we can pull back. There's no battery ready just yet. 3 more Stalkers warping in. Tries to blink away there. The other units, they ran away. What are the other units doing? Oh, the other units backed away. They didn't chase into this. That's a problem. Showtime Stalkers getting out microed right now. The probes need to run. He needs to run with the probes. He's losing a lot of workers here. I feel like Showtime should have been able to defend this, but BYUN goes for the YOLO, and it's kind of paying off. If he can get like 4 or 5 more probes, it's worth. He gets 2, 3 more. 8 probes do go down. BYUN definitely has a nice economic lead. But how many Stalkers did he kill? 5 Stalkers. I mean, yeah, units lost tab's good. Units lost tab's good. As long as BYUN just survives now on 2 base, gets a second bunker, ready for the blink in the main, that's going to be good. Sentry's warping in right now. I don't think you need a Sentry at all. Sentry's... Oh, he's going to try and force field the ramp. Ooh, but BYUN's ready for it. BYUN's looking really ready for it. Showtime thinking about committing super hardcore here. Doesn't have that many Stalkers though, guys. He's got to be careful. Oh, he blinks in for the scout, but he doesn't save it. Bit of miss micro there for Showtime. Showtime looking a little shaky. No third base for him. 42 probes against 48. He's trying to come in. And I think at this point, he's got to realize this ain't working. Gets 2 SCVs. Starts blinking back. Gets himself 3 SCVs. And he's just going to pull back there, takes only a bit of damage. That 3rd Nexus needs to go down right now. He's making it immortal. He's making a 4th gas. Showtime, you're not going to kill this guy. There is no way. Where is that 3rd Nexus, my friend? He's moving it out right now. I think he needs to go splash damage. And he needs to go 3rd Nexus. There we go. He's going to go Stalker drop into the main. A few more Stalkers on the front. BYUN, though, now in a really good position. He has not started this 3rd command center, but when a Nexus is just now starting, you're obviously happy. You're building Stim Marines and Marauders, Concussive, +1, Medevacs, all coming out. And that's going to give you a big advantage in this game. The supply advantage alone is looking monstrous. Stalkers coming in, picking off the SCVs. 2 SCVs do go down. Robo Bay coming in right now. Charge as well. Showtime thinking about blinking to the high ground. I think he could blink in there, pick off that SCV, and then probably get out in time. But as the units come forward, he's got to be careful. Oh, don't blink in there. No, Showtime. Too fancy, mate. Run, run, run. Way too fancy, bro. Oh my god, get out. Okay, Showtime's getting a bit too fancy. It's making me panicked, guys. It's a lot of Marines and Marauders that are going to just stim across this map. They might just A-move his natural. Sentries do have a fair bit of energy without the observer seeing it coming. He could just lose a few sentries before anything else goes down. Showtime seems to be aware of what's happening. BYUN comes in. Showtime, he gets a glimpse of the army. Units on the right, units on the left. He's going for a Sanger. Immortal Sentry trying to hold on. Force fields are decent, but the Immortal on the left side gets caught out. Marauders from the right come in. And that is going to just be an overwhelming, crushing victory. I'll show you guys what was happening in the minimap as well at the same time here. We can rewind a few seconds of Showtime GG's. He did come in, and you can see he was picking off a few SCVs, but with a few Marauders and an A-move, those Stalkers are pushed back and getting overwhelmed at home. BYUN there, the 3 racks move out, just slipping past Showtime Stalkers, and like I said, there's a lot of chance for chaos and victories to happen if you get in Showtime's face, and I like that he mixed it up there, but BYUN probably cannot do a 3 racks for another game as we go into Game 5. All right, guys. Game 5. BYUN in the bottom left of El Dorado, the Lost City of Gold. Showtime in the bottom right. And now, if there's one thing we know, guys, Game 5, Showtime will do the exact same thing he's been doing, maybe with a little bit more careful scouting. BYUN may gamble on some crazy stuff, right? That is the different mindset these players have. BYUN is a risk-averse person. If BYUN was playing the stock market, BYUN would be like, Dogecoin is up 7% today. Life, honey, can we put my life? We're gonna put our life savings in Doge, all right? Showtime, on the other hand, is the guy who's like 80% of his portfolios in bonds. You know, people are like, bonds aren't even like doing well right now. He's like, no, we're buying the government bonds. We're getting now, we're short 4%. Okay, you know, you're like whatever the number is. That's the difference. That being said, I have said BYUN's a little predictable. He's more crazy in TvT, right? And occasionally in TvZ, where like you'll see BYUN just go for a proxy 2-Rax Reaper all in game 5 of a TvT series that's like nail-bitingly close with like a Maru or a Clem. And it pays off sometimes, right? It does pay off sometimes, but sometimes it leads to some anticlimactic finishes. I don't know if he'll do that in TvP. It looks like he's also playing kind of the same sort of thing he's been doing, just a Marine first opening. And this block is achieving nothing, guys, because there wasn't 400 minerals in the bank anyway, so BYUN is not delayed there at all. And Marine into Reactor. Are we doing 3-Racks again? Guys, I said you can't do the same build order twice in a row. BYUN's like, hold my beer. Winning while predictable is a Chad. Being as predictable as possible and still winning is the most Chad thing you can do in StarCraft. I'm like, I don't know if it is BYUN. I think it's objectively making it easy for your opponent to counter what you're doing. BYUN's just like, yeah, it's fine. To be fair, he hasn't dropped the second barrack, so he's doing 3cc. Okay, I mean, it looks like the same opening from the outside, from Showtime's point of view. It does require a different response. Like I said, though, if he does the engineering bay version, not the biggest fan. No! BYUN! You do not build a third command center on location in game 5! You greedy piece of... Dude, I literally do... Someone's going to say I scripted this with the whole Dogecoin thing. That is 100% going all in on Dogecoin. He just somehow got out of his 401k, his retirement account, had to pay a whole bunch of tax to do so early. But it doesn't matter because he's going to invest it all in Doge and it's all going to be worth it. This is such a crazy gamble to take in game 5. Is it though? Okay, let's play devil's advocate. Has Showtime scouted his third in any of the other games? Maybe not. Maybe if in 4 out of 5 games, Showtime never actually scouted the third before like the 6-minute mark, maybe this is actually just a more efficient way of playing it. I mean, like, you know, Showtime's, he played 4-gate blink last game. There's no way he plays 4-gate blink again. He's going to drop a robo. He's going to take a third base. Like, we know what Showtime's going to do. Oh, he's going to do the third base without the robo, guys. This is the build from game, was it game 2? I think it was, where he did third base, then robo afterwards. It was on Ultra Love. He's doing the Ultra Love build. It's a slightly more streamlined. The sentry comes out a little bit earlier. The robo's a little bit later. And on this map, the hallucination is never going to go past the third on this map. Because of this map design, hallucination flies through the bottom, guys. He fills the energy up on the sentry, and he goes for the very quick hallucination. This is kind of cool. Now, he's gone for the engineering bay into third barracks, guys. Normally not a fan of it at all, because the thing is, Showtime should still know exactly what's happening from this scout, right? The only difference is BYUN gets a bit more of an economic payoff early on. We see that delayed third barracks. We see the factories just started. We should know exactly what's happening. Let's go to Showtime's camera and watch Showtime's response. Showtime's third base was a bit later this game, actually. He does drop the robo, so he ended up still going robo here. He's going to move forward with some stalkers to pressure. He's got to be wondering where that third command center is. Right? He's like, did you build that on location? Like, where is it? I didn't see it with my hallucinations. So he's checking the gold. Yeah, Showtime's like, okay, it's not on the gold. Is he just built it on location? Showtime's kind of confused right now. He's like, what is going on in this game? Showtime's panicking a little bit. Oh no. He really needs to just run those stalkers up that ramp and just push. He needs to push into that third base right now. Go north. Go north. Okay, he's gonna go for it. The reason we're watching first person, guys, I really want you guys to understand how surprising this choice is for BYUN and Showtime. Well, he's happy to take 3-4 SCVs for free there. That's a really nice start. Now let's go back to everyone's camera. Third base gets pushed back. BYUN, if he played 3-Racks, he could already be moving out with concussive, with combat shields halfway done. Going for the engineering bay is objectively the worst build order, guys. This is a big mistake for BYUN. If BYUN went normal 3-Racks, as those stalkers moved up, he could have already been pushing across or flanking or stimming on them. This is, I think, a really big mistake for BYUN. I think playing the engineering bay is bad. I think putting the command center out there is good if you do the 3 barracks straight away. But this, what does this fast +1 give you guys? More efficiency? where are you going to get efficiency? These Stalkers aren't going to stand and fight. They're going to pick off units and blink away, pick off units and blink away. So I don't think having the faster upgrade actually is useful here at all, especially if you don't start +1 armor straight away. I stand by that analysis from the very start of the series, guys. 4th and 5th barracks do come in here. Observer sees everything. Stalkers are ready. Just good. Pick off a Marine. If he stims, you do not stand and fight, guys. Showtime. He could use the high ground and blink down there, or just blink further away. And he's like, hey, do you really want to stim again, bro? Could have dodged a volley. I would have liked to see Showtime do more volley dodging there. He saw like the Marauders were shooting the front guys, so if he dodged the Marauder shots, that Stalker badly would have taken damage to the Marines. Observer's out here. You know BYUN's going to want to scan that in the near future, but maybe hard to spot it there? No, he sees it. Colossus, number 1, almost out. Extended Thermal Lance starts. We've got 4 more gateways building, so it's going to be 8 gates soon. Charge is mostly finished. Now, of course, BYUN goes for his classic BYUN move, picks up and drops across here. Showtime could blink across, put a Stalker on that, or he could open the minerals up and put a probe on that. But right now, he realizes what's happening. He's going to send a hallucination out. Does he see it? He sees it. Showtime should have glimpsed that. I think he does, yeah. And he's just going to follow that double drop. And he should probably just put this over here. BYUN's going to have to unload to get rid of the hallucination, which he will now do. BYUN? He's trying to keep it mobile right now. He doesn't want to have to unload and then load it again. That means those medevacs are kind of idling a bit. Oh, he does a Hon Mono in the top of the map. The Hon Mono move, guys, diving your bio without medevacs into enemy territory. Very high risk, high reward. And getting that probe's worth it to delay the 4th base being rebuilt. That's good, man. It's good value, right? Canceling the Nexus, you can see. Gets a good bit of value. He's got a big supply behind this. Armory comes in. And could build a second engineering bay, but he hasn't started +1 armor yet. Bit critical of BYUN's build order, guys. I don't think that fast +1 makes any sense. Like, I think BYUN's been doing this build order, and he really needs a coach or a buddy to just bring it up and say, BYUN, what are the fast upgrades for, mate? Starts +1 armor now. Showtime? Showtime just does a... Was that... Wait, guys, was it Angrath? Is Angrath... Shout out to my boy Angrath, who I think it was who did the force field versus Harstem in the holdout challenge, where he just threw a random force field and he missed his ramp by like half a screen and Harstem just ran up the ramp. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Bio coming in over there as well. Widowmine Bio on the north. Uh-oh. Battery's going to go down. Oh, look, I like this move for BYUN. Oh my god, he's going to get the 4th base cancelled again. Oh, he's going to watch out for the force fields though. Good kiting. And he gets a few probes and a pylon. Oh, BYUN is bullying Showtime right now. Dude, this is brutal, man. Observer is there, hanging out. At least Showtime has some vision, but he's in trouble now. Because the Marine Marauder count's growing. You got +2 attack, +1 armor on the way. Vikings are now building, because you're already at 6 medevacs. As long as BYUN keeps pumping units and looks for another time, he could be good, but force fields come forward. A few more Marines get taken out. Showtime needs to send a sentry back and refill that energy. He's got to keep this energy up. It's one of the big things that's keeping him alive in this game. Now, BYUN right now, I think he's waiting for a scan. The way he's moving around here looks to me like he's waiting for a scan. I'd love to see him send an SCV, open these minerals up so he can rotate down here, pick up, boost into that main base potentially. Showtime taking the top right side base, but he is way behind. That being said, his +1 armor's a little ahead. +2 attacks coming in. He's got the second robo. I say he's way behind. I mean, not having the 4th base means he doesn't have the economic potential. Units lost tab, he's down 800 resources. He's falling behind. I would say he doesn't have... He's got to be really efficient in the next few fights, is what I'm saying. Normally, Terran is a bit more efficient than Protoss. Showtime has to just hold the wall. He's called Demour for a reason, right? The man is literally the wall. Unfortunately for him, his one first counterattack attempt to Prism gets shot down. Warp Prism speed coming in right now, guys. 4th base will get saturated in the near future. He's transferring half the workers from his main. But BYUN, 8 barracks. Second starport building on the reactor. Factory building a new reactor. +2 armor starts up behind as well. He's got the 4th command center finishing on location. And he gets a triple drop in the main base. It's a high risk, high reward maneuver. I don't think it's going to work out because his main army is not deep in enemy territory. So Showtime with some really good positioning gets on top. And he just leaves. He tries to get the medevacs out. He just leaves the bio there to die to the Zealot Colossus. 2 medevacs to escape. But I don't think that was a good trade for him. And you can see now, only 600 resources behind his Showtime. So that was good. That was BYUN getting a little bit antsy, a bit ahead of himself. And one has to wonder, guys, where's the Ghosts? Yeah, Ghosts have been nerfed by 1 supply. It doesn't mean they're not good in this matchup. But BYUN seems to be just playing an old school, almost Gumiho style of pure bio Viking. He needs a Ghost Academy. He's got the money. Going 8 racks before Ghost Academy, very unusual. Oh, he gets a lot of damage on the Colossus, but he can't go too far. There's force fields and disruptors ready. One Colossus goes down. Disruptor does zone back BYUN, but only temporarily. He has a big ball of bio, and SHOWTIME has to cancel his 5th base. It's the 3rd Nexus that's been cancelled this game, but I think SHOWTIME is really playing smart in that he's saying, this is not good, but if I throw my army away, I lose the game. Uh-oh. Oh, there's an observer there. There's a pervy boy that saw that. There is a pervy boy that saw that. And BYUN scans and sees that he's reacting. I don't think it's enough units. That's 4 medevacs. SHOWTIME 5th base gets cancelled again. SHOWTIME not respecting this enough. He's warping in Stalkers here. He needs Zealots on top as it unloads. That's so much bio. If that gets unloaded and stimmed, they will gun through Stalkers and Zealots. He's going to unload on the left side. Oh, very sneaky unload. Unfortunately, he accidentally misclicked the unload with that last medevac, which does leave those units on the wrong side of the gap. BYUN's going to shuffle those over. SHOWTIME doesn't know they're there. SHOWTIME's about to find out. He does have a Disruptor popping, but of course, not watching it. The Disruptor does rally away. Stalker Zealot's going to try to fight this. 2-1 against 2-1 upgrades. More Zealot Stalker coming down. SHOWTIME, good army split there. If he blinked forward, he could have killed that medevac, right? But I guess he'd already used it defensively. Sentries coming forward, force fields as well. Stalkers, he's got to try and defend these Colossus. The Colossus just get wrecked. BYUN just goes for the dive, takes out the Colossus. Happy to lose a few Vikings for that. And the balls, will they hold the line? BYUN stim runs out. He takes a big ball to the face. BYUN, he's got to redrop the main right now. I think if he could do it, but the Zealot Stalker down there. SHOWTIME's holding on. The wall standing strong. And right now, BYUN, he's got 4 Ghost Building plus 3 armor. Fusion Core, he's going to go for Lib Range. Remember, Lib Range is back to what it was pre-patch, guys. I'm pretty sure it should be something which is still very effective, but oh, holy balls of Columbus right there. SHOWTIME drops trowel, turns around and shows BYUN the upside down frown. Oh my lord, that was disgusting. Zealot Stalker Disruptor coming forward right there, and now he's got to use Mass Repair on the planetary. Triple drop coming back. Oh, F2, it's an F2 though. You got to be careful, BYUN. You can't be flying this into his army. He realizes he does course correct. He's going to drop for the flank. He's going to try coming for a flank, maybe a counterattack. He's got to pull back on the front, though. His army's outnumbered. BYUN needs time to reproduce. He's very high on workers. His army's very low. The landed Vikings, not the best unit. He's F2ing his army home. These guys are stimming from the other side, but their stim's going to run out by the time they get here. His bio's getting overwhelmed. He needs to pull back and fight with the SCVs. BYUN is fighting way too far forward, but he finds the disruptors. SHOWTIME forgets the first rule of StarCraft, which is protect your balls at all times. And dude, that is going to be an issue without the balls now. Yes, he got good damage, but the Marine Marauder's going to come in there and hammer these Stalkers. BYUN supply very low though. The Stalkers are going down, but the bio's overstimmed. They're so wounded, they're overstimmed. The bios all kind of stuck behind each other. 24 SCVs have fallen. SHOWTIME running in with more Zealots on the front. They run away from the planetary. They're trying to get on top of the army. SHOWTIME committing 100%, showing that rare decisiveness that we do not expect from Dimao. We expect him to just sit there like a big solid wall and be a bit of a turtle. But in this case, he's a giant snapper. That's right, guys. You've seen the videos of those big old turtles, and you go and you put your hand near it, and it'll just snap your fingers off in one big bite. This is a different sort of turtle. SHOWTIME's still a very turtley player, but he's a turtle that honestly has taken too many steroids and has a bit of a rage problem. We're talking about a Jimbo turtle. We're talking about a snappy snap. You're going to lose your fingers if you get anywhere near it. Do not pet this turtle, because he will show that he is quite angry as well. BYUN does manage to survive, but at what cost? 50 workers against 80. How many orbitals has he got? Only 3. He's dropping mules. If he can remax, BYUN can get back in this. But it's going to be hard against an 80 pro Protoss who is building his units much, much faster. Dark Shrine coming in as well. If he can get Blink DTs, that'll be massive. If his Disruptors didn't get caught out, that could have just been game over. If he even landed just 1 or 2 shots on those. Yeah, if you have an economy advantage and you can just squeeze out like 10 DTs, blink on a planetary, kill it, BYUN loses this game very quickly. You can see BYUN's not really rebuilding his workers because he realizes army is everything. He's going to build 4 more medevacs. He will need to go Vikings after that as the Colossus are being rebuilt. Oh, SHOWTIME with the sneaky nuts. I knew SHOWTIME was an Australian at heart. It's one of our Australian national pastimes, guys. It's called sneaky nuts. You guys can Google it. Just, you know, be careful. Probably not safe for work. Description of that game. 14 gates are coming in. Bio Ghost coming out as well. Plasma Shields is on the way. We've got a Nexus on the gold base. Zealot, Stalker, Colossus, Disruptor coming here. Only 1 Ghost here with the army, but there's 7 on the map. They're all in the main base. Oh, did he just kill a Warp Prism? He might have, guys. I think he just killed a Prism in the main. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, 2 Prisms have died this game. Bio is there. He's holding the line. This is a good move for BYUN. Now, BYUN's only got 57 workers, but we've seen BYUN make crazy comebacks with late game efficiency. And what are you playing against? Mass Zealot. If you hit a critical mass of Bio, you get out like 7 Vikings to deal with the Colossus. I think you're still in a good spot here. Well, not a good spot, but a playable spot, I should say. Sorry, burping into the microphone like a savage. Zealots are getting kited. And I think as the EMPs come forward, gotta be careful with how you fight this. Lacking the Vikings, though, does give Showtime a bit more push and pull, a bit more prodding power. And BYUN's gonna go for a counterattack. Wow! Colossus aren't that good at base trading or killing planetaries. He figures, hey, if I run in, I might get you to make a bad decision. BYUN doing this before he's maxed, in my eyes, is a bit of a crazy choice. Could pay off big if he can fight the Zealots away from the Colossus and Disruptors. That is a big if, though. That's so many Zealots. That's so many Zealots. The Disruptors are nowhere nearby. He's trying to stand his ground. He wants the Disruptors to fire their shots early rather than late. He's trying to spread the Disruptors. Oh, he got 5 ghosts in 1 shot. That Disruptor with 6 kills. Most of the Disruptors were dodged. A few of the ones on the left died before they could shoot, but 1 Disruptor killed 6 ghosts, turning that into a very even supply situation. They are within 25 minerals of each other. 25 minerals on the units lost tab. What in the hell? That is some evenly matched back and forth trading. Showtime comes forward there. He's trying to push BYUN back to his own territory. They are still within 50 resources of each other right now. 23,500 lost for Showtime. 23,550 for BYUN. Damn, dude. Dark Templar coming in with Blink as well. DTs could really mess up BYUN. Remember, BYUN only has 5... Well, he has 5 orbitals. He does have a few more command centers. And he's up to 66 workers. Oh, man. BYUN might just be ahead now, actually. I think we need a few more sneaky balls coming in from surprise angles, that sort of thing, to make things work. There's turrets at the planetaries. He already scans that DT down. Dark Templar aren't the Hail Mary play that Showtime was hoping for, and BYUN has worked his way back into this game from a disastrous situation. Good pullback there for Showtime. Sees the turret, backs away. Does he go Stargate? Does he go Storm? Or is he just going to commit here? He's on 15 gateways. No Lib Rangers come in at any point. BYUN still absolutely could go for that, but right now he's happy to just stay on Bio. He's going to go forward, gets rid of a Disruptor. Damages the Colossus as well. This gold base has been rebuilt for Showtime. And Showtime's going to need to open these minerals and take this bottom base. Because his bases are going to start running low. Yeah, his bases are... I mean, these top 2 bases were denied a lot. That's a lot of DTs, guys. 9 Dark Templar are going to hit the Northern Planetary. There is a Widow Mine behind it. Widow Mine. If you have 2 Widow Mines, it destroys the Dark Templar. 3 Widow Mines will kill every single one. A single Widow Mine plus Planetary Splash could still survive if he mass repairs very quickly. Let's see how this goes, guys. Showtime looking for a big wave here. Blinks on top. Remember, there is a slight attack delay. The Widow Mine does clear a few of those. Another Dark Templar goes down. Oh my god. Oh, but it goes down. The repair is not enough. And that's a big move. Very big move for Showtime, taking that base out. The Bio comes north, takes out those 3 DTs, and he's going to quickly move an orbital to replace it. But that means the orbital will be open to Zealot and Dark Templar run-bys. So BYUN now is going to need to leave units pushing this north side of the map to dominate that lane. He's going to try and push the bottom at the same time, even though so much of his army's out of position. Force field's kind of nice there. Energy ability should be available, but he's already used it. Oh, the Colossus going down way too quickly. Good fight for BYUN. As long as he dodges the balls. 1 Marauder goes down, another one barely surviving, taking out the Observer with those Vikings as they disengage. Nice stutter steps. Dark Templar behind, landing a few hits there. He does EMP them, but good blink back for Showtime. Oh, very nice micro on both sides. Units lost tab. Now 2,000 in favor of BYUN. And BYUN, he's mining out these bases. If he can get this middle top base or the middle bottom base, that'd be big. Showtime does take the bottom base now. Oh, man. I feel like Showtime's income's not so good, though. It's fine. I've cast a lot of StarCraft. I've played a lot. Sometimes my intuition's off, guys. He's got 3,500 minerals a minute. It will drop a few minutes from now. We're not there yet. Maybe at 23 minutes game timer, 3-4 minutes from now, we'll see it drop. Especially if he can't hang on to this bottom base. Right now, it's amazing. His income's actually huge. So never mind that bit of missed analysis. Showtime is low on gas. Oh! Gets him as he's trying to squeeze between the minerals. Nice double shot there for Showtime. He's got +2 plasma shields coming in as well. Lib range does come in for BYUN. Honestly, I feel like BYUN's experience with Lib range is very low because he normally wins before that stage. You can see he was kind of reticent to even go to this stage. Only after he built 4 more command centers, going towards 8 orbitals, does he even think about Lib range. Compare it to someone like Gumio, sometimes Maru, who are players who really understand and love the power of that. BYUN and Clem are 2 players who really only go Lib range much later in the game. I'd say BYUN, it's too late. For Clem, it might be perfectly timed considering his micro ability. For BYUN, he probably goes there a bit too late though. And it does give Showtime room to kind of, you know, survive. Imagine if Libs hit at this point with like 8 range Libs just siege up on this base. I feel like there's no real answer to that. That being said, BYUN's positioning is amazing. Oh, this drops caught out though. These guys are dead. But can he punish Showtime for catching him? Nice EMPs. He focuses all the Stalkers down, and then he can just pick up and leave. Hits the bottom side right now. Showtime taking massive damage. He can't recall on the bottom Nexus. It's gone. He could recall on this one. He's got army nearby, but this is so much damage, man. Losing 4 probes and a Nexus. BYUN should run away, staying so deep in Showtime's territory. Just kind of, I think we're witnessing the absolute Chad confidence of BYUN. The lack of fear and respect he has for Showtime, you know, pushing with only half of his army, and it's going to punish him. He breaks the rocks. He tries to break the rocks there and load up the army. That's a very cute maneuver, but he does lose quite a bit of bio before he picks up and gets out of that. To see Showtime break those rocks with the Zealots, his Colossus and Stalkers can harass these minerals. Lib range is now finished, guys, and this is the old school Lib range. Adds a bit of range to the Lib siege. +2 ship weapons almost done as well, which is going to really boost that up. 3-3 is finished. Did he get building armor? He got building armor and high sec auto tracking. It's a high sec drive BYUN in this game. Oh man, where's the units lost tab now? Only 1,000 difference in favor of BYUN. Lib's coming forward. No answer for that for Showtime. He's only got 14 Stalkers. He's fighting in the Lib zones. I was not expecting this at all. Wow, Showtime! Savage confidence. He does move most of his important units out of the Lib zones to the south. He's still slightly in the Lib zone up there. The Stalkers are kind of getting hammered. I don't know if this is the fight, man. The Zealots did really surprisingly well here at tanking, and these Stalkers can blink away on the south. He gets 17 workers. Dude, he's still only 1,000 resources behind the units lost. That was kind of a good timing. Man headbutts into Libs. They didn't quite have +2. They didn't really get to shoot the Stalkers or the Colossus and the Disruptors that much. They were mostly shooting Zealots. Fair call, man. BYUN, he's reeling. He's down. He's up 20 army supply, though. So even though BYUN's reeling and his worker count's not amazing, I mean, Showtime's down to 64 workers. This base isn't mining. Showtime's poor on supply. Showtime's trying to take that bottom middle gold base. If Showtime can get this bottom gold base, he's fine. And remember, BYUN wasted money on 8 orbitals. And I say wasted, it's worth it if he can secure these middle bases, this bottom base. But right now, he doesn't have those. So what I mean by wasted is if he doesn't get those up, he's going to have spent thousands of minerals on orbital command centers and an extra planetary and all this sort of stuff. And he doesn't actually have anywhere to drop those mules. And that's where it ends up costing you. So he's dropping mules on the gold right now, not normally something you want to do, but it's because his other bases are mining very low. Desperately needs to secure a new base. And if he can deny Showtime's gold here, I do think he wins. Showtime's going to try and take the top middle while thinking about diving in that top corner. And I think it's about time Showtime showed some recall usage, right? Showtime's been very front on, very old school RTS player here. Where's the mothership? Where's the Nexus recall? Dive this, kill the planetary, kill these command centers, and then recall to the south. Because BYUN's in a defensive stance, go for it. And this is a great move. This is a really big move. Remember, the planetary has 1 less armor. It does go down a bit quicker here. Stalkers do take out the Lib. Planetary goes down. If you can kill all these units, that's going to be massive. BYUN's actually coming up here. Not what I was expecting. I thought BYUN would counterattack. Normally, that's a Terran's instincts in these scenarios. He's getting ready to recall. He does leave a bunch of units behind. Zealots and Stalkers. 24 SCVs and a planetary kill. Probably worth it. At least short term. Long term, you are probably paying a negative cost in terms of overall. But denying that mining is a big momentum shifter. And look at this. He's going to get another orbital at the same time. Lib's going for a counterattack. Another orbital in the middle of the map. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Remember what I was saying is BYUN needs to secure a new base. He just lost 2 command centers. This one's only 4-5 mineral patches up there. There's Zealots in the main base again. Showtime multitasking very well, utilizing that positioning. Still no sign of a Stargate transition though. No Storm, no Stargate. Some essential late game tools Showtime is ignoring. He needs to play an excellent late game because this is early late game that he's committed to. He is choosing to never go super late game. He's saying, no, I'm just going to play this part of the game very well. And look at that. He busted through the Libs, and you can't chase into here as BYUN. Disruptors can hold this choke point for days. Showtime, where's the balls? Zoning ball goes out, does land on a Ghost and a few Marines. Colossus getting jumped on a little bit, but he can keep zoning here. The Zealots intercept those Marauders, and the Disruptors should just keep zoning. Throws out another Disruptor shot. Very nicely done from Showtime. Gets another orbital and 17, 18 SCVs. BYUN going to that southern side of the map is a huge mistake. It's costing him big time. He's going to snipe the Nexus here as well. Showtime is now large and in charge. He's pushing forward. The Libs aren't sieged. Oh my god, BYUN! He should have rallied up to his main base. He's getting pushed in right now. I don't think he was expecting Showtime to be this decisive, right? We think of the wall as an immovable object, but what happens if that wall transforms like a transformer into a wheel? I'm talking about a boulder, you know? It's like Indiana Jones, the boulder coming down that cobweb corridor right now, and I don't know if BYUN's fast enough to dodge it. He's going to jump on top of these units, but the Colossus are getting such good trades right now. The Zealot and Stalker's doing what they can. Medevac's going to pick up and boost to the north, but that army was cleansing his natural right then. And Showtime, the moment he pushed to that top left corner, recalled to there, sniped the middle orbital. That just opened everything up for him. What a close game. 25 minutes of back and forth action within 2,000 resources lost of each other right to the very end. And awesome. I think we got to see the joys of El Dorado there. I haven't really seen so many good macro games on this map yet, but I really feel like that showed us the kind of the golden wall effect, where you have this weird map design, these unique build orders, and at the end of the day, Showtime does manage to clutch it 3-2. GG, well played.